Good morning, everybody. Hope you are all healthy and safe at home. In today's lecture, we'll be beginning with our fourth and the last module, Module 4. And today we'll be discussing about section 18.1, which is about the integration of complex numbers. Okay, so let's move on to the section, Module 4, section 18.1, contour integrals. Now, just like line integrals and definite integrals, which we have discussed in the case of variables, real variables, we are going to discuss what is going to happen when we have to integrate a complex number. So just keep in mind this definition, that is, in complex variables, a piecewise smooth curve C is also called a contour or a path. And that's why the name contour integral. Okay, so you guys must be really comfortable with the words like piecewise smooth curve and all. So in complex variable, a piecewise smooth curve is called a contour or a path. Okay, and an integral of f of z on this C is denoted by integral over C f of z, or integral over closed curve C f of z if the contour C is closed. All these are same as that of the real case, except that instead of x and y we have z, where z is a complex number. Okay, now this integral is referred to as the contour integral or a complex integral. Okay, so the integration which we do in case of complex variables will be basically called as a contour integral. Why? Because in complex variables, a piecewise smooth curve is referred to as a contour or a path. Okay, so that is the basic concept of contour integral. And also there's one more thing that I have to share, that is it is similar to that of all the line integrals, definite integrals, and in 2 variables and 3 variables, etc. We had done so many things related to integration. So similarly here also what we do is, if we are given any curve, here it will be not a curve, it will be a contour. Given any contour, what we do is we divide the contour into smaller sections, okay, smaller arcs, and we consider a particular point zk here. So the difference is, instead of xk and yk, here it will be zk, where z is a complex number. So zk can be written as xk plus iyk. Okay, and the integration, everything, the beginning or in the introduction logic, everything is same, that is, the integral will be equal to limit of norm of p tends to 0, where norm p is the length of the maximum, length of the largest arc into which we have divided. Norm of p tends to 0 into f of zk into delta zk. That will be the only difference. So all those thing is getting repeated again and again. So that is how we find the integral of a complex number given any complex function. So now let's move on to the evaluation of the integrals. So if f is continuous on a smooth curve C given by z of t is equal to x of t plus iyt, where t varies between a and b, okay, then what will be the integral of f of z dz? What we do is, just like in real variables, if we had x and y, and if y is equal to x square, or the parabola that was our curve, then what we did, we substituted the value of y in the given function and made it into a simple integral, line integral in simple form, right? So here also what we do is we substitute the value of f of z as f of z of t. Okay, and dz would be z dash of t into dt, and there is a variation of t. So that's it, simple. Instead of integral over c f of z dz, where z is a complex number, or z is the definition of the curve, z of t is equal to x of t plus iyt, can be written as integral a to b, that is a variation of t, into f of z of t into z dash of t into dt. Okay, so I hope this concept is clear. Now let's just move on to some examples which are given in your textbook, which will help you further in understanding this topic more. So here you can see that Let's see, I hope this definition is clear. That is, integral over c f of z dz is equal to integral a to b f of z of t into z dash of t into dt. That is, we are converting it into a single variable. Okay. Now, let's see first example. Example is, we are asked to evaluate integral over c z bar, that is a conjugate of z, into dz, where c, the curve, is given by x is equal to 3t and y is equal to t square, where t varies from -1 to 4. Okay, so we can write z of t is equal to, in the form, x of t plus I y t, that is 3t plus I into t square. Now with the help of this, we can determine all our necessary values. That is, we have to determine f of z. So what is f of z here? F of z is z bar. So here z bar would be nothing but conjugate of this complex number, that is 3t minus it square, right? 3t, see, f of z of t is 3t minus it square. And what is z dash of t? That is a derivative, that will be nothing but 3 plus 2it. Okay, so we have everything. We have the variation of t, we have z dash of t, we have f of z of t. So we just have to substitute it. So integral over c z bar dz would be equal to integral -1 to 4 3t minus it square into 3 plus 2it into dt. Okay, while opening the bracket and comparing or combining the real terms and combining the imaginary terms, so we get it as integral -1 to 4 2t cube plus 9t into dt plus I into integral -1 to 4 3t square dt. Okay, which will be equal to the value is 195 plus 65i. So I hope this step is clear. We just have to open the bracket, so we get 3t into 3, that is 9t, and we get 3 into 2, that is 6 I into 60 square, minus we get 3 it square, and we get minus into plus, and we have I into I, that is -1 again, so we get 2t cube. So 2t cube and 90 will become a real part, and 3t square, and we have 60 square, so subtracting them we get 3t square remaining as the imaginary part. So we just have to open the bracket in a simple way. So this is one way of doing it. And next is another example, that is evaluate integral over c. Now c is a closed curve here, okay, keep in mind the notation. 1 by z dz, where c is a circle, x is equal to cos t, y is equal to sin t, t varies from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so in this case, what will be our z of t? Z of t will be equal to cos t plus I sin t. Now we are familiar with this form, right? That is, cos t plus I sin t is nothing but e raised to it. So z of t is nothing but e raised to it. Now once we have it in form of e raised to it, it will be a little bit more easier, right? Because z dash of t will be I into e raised to it, and f of z is 1 by z, that is 1 by e raised to it, which is e raised to minus it. So we can do the calculations in a much similar manner, simple way. So the integral over c 1 by z dz will be equal to integral 0 to 2 pi. 1 by z is e raised to minus it, and dz is I into e raised to it into dt. So e raised to it and e raised to minus it gets cancelled. So we'll have this is equal to I into integral 0 to 2 pi into dt. So which is nothing but 2 pi I. Okay, so we have seen two cases. In one, we can either apply z of t is equal to whatever variable is given to us, that is x and y will be given to us, so we just have to write z of t in the form x of t plus iyt. And the other is, this is not always possible, this is only possible if z of t is of the form cos t plus I sin t, or some multiple of this, then only we can write it as e raised to it. Okay, which will make our calculations more easier. So this is another way we can do it. You can solve this by cos t plus I sin t itself, moving on, but it will make the calculations more difficult. Now just keep in mind this particular note, that is, in some cases what we do is, we are asked, if you are asked to evaluate integral over c 8x square minus iy into dz. This is also a complex number, right? So 8x square minus iy into dz on y is equal to 5x. So the curve is y is equal to 5x. X varies from 0 to 2. Okay, so here instead of substituting the value of z, what we do is we substitute the value of y and make it in terms of x. Instead of making everything in terms of t, we make everything in terms of x. Okay, so here how will we do it? Here we'll substitute y is equal to 5x. That is not a problem. And what will be our z? Z will be x plus I y, right? So x remains as it is, and instead of y we'll have 5x. Okay, so z will be equal to x plus I into 5x. So what will be dz? Differentiating it with respect to x, it will become 1 plus 5i. So that is the term that is over here into dx. Okay, and the variation of x will be 0 to 2, 8x square minus I into 5x, that is 5ix, into 1 plus 5i into dx. So I hope it is clear, right? Now there are various properties which are related to the line integrals, that is corresponding, which are pretty much similar to these of line integrals that we have seen. That is if f and g are continuous in a domain D and C is a smooth curve, then the following are true, that is integral over c k into f of z dz is equal to integral over c k into integral over c f of z dz, and some can be separated, that is integral over c f of z dz plus integral over c f of z plus g of z dz is equal to integral over c f of z plus integral over c g of z, and integral over c f of z can be written as integral over c1 f of z dz plus integral over c2 f of z dz, where c is actually the union of the two smooth curves c1 and c2. And also integral over minus c f of z dz is equal to minus of integral over c f of z dz. Okay, that is minus c has the opposite orientation of that of c. So everything is same as that of our usual integration and all. So let's just see how we can integrate if we are given any curves with smooth curves, or c is written as the union of other smooth curves. So this is an example, that is we are asked to evaluate integral over c x square plus I y square into dz, where c is given in the figure 18.1.2. okay, c is actually consisting of two curves c1 and c2. So by our property, integral over c x square plus I y square into dz is integral over c1 x square plus I y square dz plus integral over c2 x square plus I y square dz, right? Now how can we define c1? c1 is moving from the point 0 to 1 plus I, that is x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1. So this is actually the curve y equal to x. Okay, so what we do here is we convert this variable into, just now we had seen, we'll transform everything in terms of x. Okay, so it will be z of x. What will be z of x? Z of x will be nothing but x plus I into x itself. Okay, so z dash will be 1 plus I, and what will be f of z of x? F of z of x will be x square plus I into x square. Okay, and the variation of x will be from 0 to 1. Okay, so you can do it, you can make it as converting everything in terms of x. We'll get integral over c1 x square plus I y square into dz will be nothing but integral 0 to 1 into x square plus I x square, and dz is nothing but 1 plus I into dx. Okay, so we'll just simplify it. So here you can take x square common, so it will be 1 plus I whole square into integral 0 to 1 x square dx. So the value will be x cubed by 3, that is 1 plus I whole square divided by 3, which is equal to 2 by 3. Okay, now let's move on to the next curve, that is curve c2. Curve c2 is varying from the point, or it is traveling from 1 plus I to 1 plus 2i. So here 1 is fixed, that is x is equal to 1. Okay, so what we do is we use y as a variable, that is x is equal to 1, and there is a variation of y from 1 to 2. right? So we'll consider x is equal to 1 and 1 is less than equal to y less than equal to 2. So here we'll choose y as a parameter. So z of y will be nothing but 1 plus I into y. Why? X is 1. So it is not in the terms of y. So z of y is nothing but 1 plus iy. So what will be z dash of y? It will be nothing but I. And what will be f of z of y? It will be x is 1, so that is 1 plus I into y square. And again we can find solving, we'll get integral over c to x square plus I y square dz will be equal to integral 1 to 2 1 plus I y square into dz is nothing but I into dy. Okay, so this is equal to integral 1 to 2, when we multiply it, it will become I plus minus y square. So we get integral minus 1 to 2 minus y square dy plus I into integral 1 to 2 dy. So the value is minus 7 by 3 plus I. So using this formula, the integral over c x square plus I y square dz will be equal to sum of these two values, that is 2 by 3 I plus minus 7 by 3 plus I. Okay, so that is nothing but minus 7 by 3 plus 5I. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So in this lecture what we had discussed is how we can evaluate the corresponding integrals of complex variables. So we had discussed three methods, that is, one was by just substituting z of t is equal to x of t plus iyt. Correspondingly x and y will be given to us and we just have to solve it. Okay, the second method was if we have z of t in the form cos t plus I sin t, then we can write cos t plus I sin t is equal to e raised to it, and we can do the further calculations. And finally, which we'll be using mostly, that is, we replace the given values or we substitute the values of either x or y and make the integration in terms of x or y. Okay, so that is clear in the last example that we have done. In the first contour or in the first curve we replaced y is equal to x, and in the second one we had x as a constant. So with the help of that we found what was z. Okay, so basically z of t will be equal to x of t plus iyt. So either x and y will be given to us directly or we have to determine it from the contour which we have. And remember the formula, that is integral over c f of z dz is equal to integral a to b f of z of t into z dash of t into dt. Okay, that is when we convert everything into t. Now if we have x, it will be the variation of x into f of z of x into z dash of x into dx, and similarly the case of y. Okay, so that's it. With this we shall wind up today's session. Thank you. Stay home and stay safe.